All right. Well, good morning, everybody. Appreciate y'all being here. Obviously, coming off the game on Saturday was a lot of really good film to go back and watch. I was really pleased just with the fight from our players. I thought they really competed for 60 minutes. Defensively, it was probably our most complete performance that we've had. I just love the effort, the energy, the physicality that showed up throughout the course of the game. We knew we were going to see a variety of different looks and potential schemes in the game, and I thought our guys did a good job of handling that. It really made it difficult for Syracuse to really get anything rolling. We're able to work to get after the quarterback, not let him get into a rhythm, and I thought our defensive backs did a good job breaking up passes, playing with good leverage, good technique. It was just a really good performance by our guys on that side of the ball. Special teams, we were able to have some game-changing plays and within those units. Still had a few mistakes and things that we need to clean up. Had a couple penalties that really cost us from just an absolute dominant performance. But I thought Keon's return was a big play. Obviously great to see that. Starting to show up. It's back-to-back weeks with returns of over 30 yards. There's a lot of confidence that's building within that unit. I thought Ryan was remarkable. All of his kickoffs were touchbacks. He did a great job kicking field goals. Just really proud of him and the strides that he's continuing to make. And then Alex was able to flip the field in our punt protection. I thought Ja'Kai Douglas really made a great impact in his coverage. Him, C.J. Campbell, some guys, Kalen DeLoach. A lot of guys that are really showing up just with great speed and energy down the field. That's helping us in those units. So I was really pleased with the special teams units and how we played offensively. I thought we battled throughout. We started fast. It was good to see some extraordinary plays that were made. I thought being able to go and get that first touchdown was big. We had some mistakes that showed up. We were not as consistent as I'd like us to be. Had some probably the most missed assignments or missed signal or missed communication as much in that game as what we had had in really any. And so that was something that's just as a coaching staff that we got to do a better job of and make sure that our guys are ready to go and execute in a lot of different situations. So I'm going to take full ownership on that. But I was proud of our guys how we responded, and that was a challenging defense of what we played. A lot of different looks, a lot of pressure packages, a lot of twist. Things in the defensive front. I thought we handled it well. I thought our guys up front did a nice job. We really, it was a defense that came into the game. One of the top, I think, 10 teams in TFLs. We're able to limit the negative plays that we gave up, and then we still had the explosive plays showed up, and I think we had 12 explosive plays for how we account things, and that was big for us to be able to do and continue to battle and respond throughout the course of the game. It was a good team win. It was one that we're coming out of it. I was pleased, and now being able to jump into this week. It's going to be a fun week. It's going to be one that there's a lot of energy. Obviously, you got all the elements around this game. It's a homecoming game. It's a Seminole Heritage Week, which obviously we take a lot of pride in. And then obviously being here, a sold out crowd, prime time. 7:30, Doak Campbell Stadium. 2 ranked teams. What more can you ask for? This is and we're playing a really good football team. Duke has had a great year up to this point. They're one play away from being undefeated, and you see just the mindset of how they play and what they do. It's impressive. Got a lot of respect for Coach Elko. Coach John's offense coordinator. We work together, and it's a very well coached team with really good players, and they've done a great job in what they're doing. And now we get a chance to go and compete here this Saturday night, and so very excited for our players. You could feel it, the energy and just the sense of urgency. Last night in our practice and our meetings, it's a team that's excited to get better, and we're seeing some positive strides in that direction, and still things that we get to clean up and go improve upon. But really proud of our players for what we've done through the halfway point of this regular season, and now it's time to take another step, and they're working hard for it.
First question will be Ira on your right.
Excuse me, a couple weeks ago, I guess during the bye week, one of the things that Coach Fuller, the defensive players, were talking about was playing well when their backs weren't against the wall, but just playing well at all times. Have you seen that these last 2 weeks, and what do you think's been the difference?
No, I mean it's just continued development. We play a good number of guys defensively, and it's a lot of different combinations, communication. Guys is developing fundamentally technique. Being able to face a variety of different things. We have a talented defense, and when you have talent, when you have size, speed, athleticism, you're going to see a variety of different ways to try to attack that to keep you off balance. So we've seen it all in the first half of this season, and I'm sure there'll be some new things that are going to probably be drawn up at some point. But I mean, there's I think our guys have really started to grow in their confidence of the adjustments, the what they need to see, or what they need to do, how important the finest details of communication are in a split-second moment, and then playing confidently through that. And I think they've really taken some positive strides through that ownership. And I was just proud of our guys. Being able to get Akeem Dent back, I think has really been big. Watching Kevin Knowles, Kevin was a guy pointed out to the football team. Him, Cheyenne Brown. I thought they both did some really good things there in the game the other day. You're seeing the emergence of young guys coming into, Conrad. You're getting Tatum back there at linebacker here this week. But seeing just the overall group and depth as those guys are emerging and growing. It's helping us take the steps necessary, and I know the heart that our guys have, and we've seen that throughout the course here when they have had their backs against the wall and how they needed to respond, and they have. But now it's about just fighting for every yard. Just bringing that mindset. It's nothing's going to come easy, and we want to make sure that that we do all the things necessary to force teams to have to earn it. And I think they've done a good job in improving in that area, and we still got some steps that are necessary and some improvement that must occur. But I think our guys have taken a great ownership in that.
Next will be Chris over here on your left.
You spoke of MAs on offense. I presume some of that was up front with the offensive line. I know you guys were happy to have 8 to play, but how much has injuries and just how
the offensive line? There weren't very many actually. There was a handful, but we had more things happen on the perimeter. I thought our offensive line group of understanding for what they were seeing and what we had to go against. I thought they prepared really well. I thought they did a really nice job of it, being on who we needed to be on. There's some technique and fundamental things that we had to get better at, but there was probably only a couple plays in the game where it's like, oh, we missed that. So really there was more things on the perimeter where it was either a busted route, missed signal, an assignment of who we were going to in a scheme. So just things like that showed up in less than ideal moments, and that hurt us. And so it was. But overall, I thought our offensive line group, for having to play multiple guys, I've really been pleased for how they have worked through that. And we still. You don't like even having a couple of them, but I think those guys have done a nice job. And for what we faced, I thought they did a good job in at least understanding who to go to, what we needed to try to work to accomplish. And that allowed us to have some of the success there as the game continued to progress.
Real quick to follow up on the O-line, with the fact that they are mixed and matched, is it difficult at times to know exactly what that 5 does best as you're doing that?
I think as we've gone through the season, I think we're getting to, there's an understanding of who and what, and it's more a collection of our group in general. And there might be a player that does one thing a little bit better than others, and so but when it comes to offensive line group, we try to put our guys in the best position to play collectively as a group and as a unit. And playing multiple guys, there has not. I wouldn't say there's just this huge difference between player A or combination A and B and C. They're all growing, and I think Coach Atkins does a wonderful job of those guys, and they're much like our defense as we've had the 3 newcomers that are getting more and more reps with each other as the guys that have been here, guys excited about, get Bless back this week. He's going to be ready to go. He was very close last week, just didn't, I think if it was an absolute emergency, he could have probably went in, but, it was, we'll have him back this week, and I think that's gonna continue to help us, but he practiced towards the end of the week, so, we're excited about, how those combinations are coming together. Darius went out in the game, and, we'll see where that goes this week. I think he'll have, a good chance, but, obviously it's all part of things that having that depth allows for a lot of different combinations, and our guys embrace that and do a good job with it.
Stay here for Brendan.
I wanted to ask about two defenders from the same class, kind of on same trajectories. Josh Farmer, Shaheem Brown, both seem to kind of keep getting better as the year goes on. But just like to have that homegrown, organic talent develop year over year. I guess, what does that mean? The way you guys are structuring their growth patterns?
I love it. And I mean, you sit there and you see guys that are, from within, an hour of here, a little plus maybe Shaheem, but I mean, it's, to see them come in and make the impact that they're making. I think, Josh Farmer, what a big play. He's impacting the quarterback. He's been impactful in the run game. He's playing better and better with each rep that he gets, and in each game. And what I love is just the mindset of what he's bringing to practice. He's making people around him better too. And to see him grow throughout the program. Shaheem Brown, really got thrust into a key role this year. And he's had his a lot of positive moments. He's had his challenging moments. Plays that maybe didn't look good, or maybe needed to be a little bit better. But his work and his response, I pointed him out as well. Just like I mentioned, Kevin Knowles. He's another guy that's came in and started as a true freshman, but now you're seeing him grow. You've been able to play multiple positions in what we're doing, and so I like the development I'm seeing on that side of the ball. And I thought our defensive front was really good. Pat Payton was impactful. Jared was impactful. Braden Fisk, Fabian, all those guys were really doing a nice job and disrupting what they were trying to do. So it's good to see those guys all playing together.
We'll go second row on the left for Essen.
Another defensive player, I think Omar Graham was up there in snaps this past week. Was that partly because of the nature of the game, or is that just like he's earning those snaps and is right in the rotation?
No, he is. I mean, right now, obviously we have, I would say the top three, the guys, with DJ, Tatum and Kalen. I mean, those guys are doing a great job, and like I said, it's good to get Tatum back in there and into that rotation. With those, but you see Omar. I mean, just as he's growing up. I mean, he's a redshirt freshman. He's a guy that he's playing faster. There's a couple. He played earlier in the year. And there were a few plays where you saw a little bit of hesitation. You saw, in the right place, but maybe not just reacting as quick as what what we wanted. And as these last few weeks have gone by, really being thrust into it in the Virginia Tech game, but then seeing it this last week. I mean, he's doing a really good job. He's a very smart football player. He's got a great sense of the game, and he brings speed and physicality to the position. So real proud of him, and the reps that he's earning out there with our defense.
Next will be Kurt, front row on your right.
Jordan, was it a left hand? It looked like he might have, or I guess, is he all good coming into the week? He played effectively in the second half, obviously. And
No, he's going to be good.
And where's Johnny coming into this week?
I feel very good about Johnny. He progressed really well over the weekend. I was able to get reps into practice, so planning on having him rolling here throughout the week.
Ira.
Duke's defense, but statistically, it's kind of mind-boggling how well they play.
Great, yeah.
I mean, is it just a combination of everything they do? What's the strength?
It's a really good defensive. It's a good football team in general. I mean, you watch them. I mean, they're well coached. They play fast. They're confident in what they're being asked to do. They got some. I mean, their defensive front. I mean, they roll 10 defensive linemen that can all play. I mean, it is. You look at. Standard of good defenses, and this is one that you would point to. I mean, all 11 guys on their defense tackle. They can run, they cover. They're disruptive in the schemes that they present. We got really good, pressure packages that that challenge offenses, and they just play. They play good. I mean, they're fitting where they're supposed to fit. They tackle when they're supposed to tackle, and you can see the confidence of how they play, often with each other, through the course of the game. And so we definitely have our hands full this week in our preparation. But these are the games you love being a part of. You love coaching them. You love playing them because it's going to be a lot of really good players and some fun X's and O's to see if who can try to create any type of advantage.
We'll go third row on your left for Jordan.
Hey, Coach, did the preparation change, if at all, due to Riley Leonard's ankle injury?
No, I mean, we're expecting, I know we went through pregame, there in the last game, just wasn't quite ready to go. We're gonna prepare for him, obviously, this last week, I thought that was, the way that they played, offensively, hit some big plays, the way they were able to run the football, I know NC State's defense, and you sit there and you watch how they were able to attack that, and they stayed patient when they needed to be patient. They showed physicality. Were able to get a couple big runs that hit, and had a couple vertical shots down the field. It was impressive to see the 10 guys rally behind the quarterback, and and he made plays when he needed to make plays, and that's a tribute to the coaching staff, a tribute to the kids that they have out there playing. And they've got their receiver position, they've got some dynamic guys out there on the perimeter, and then the running backs they are a handful. They are really good backs. They're patient, they're tough, and they're physical. And if you get them in open field, they're tough to bring down. So, like I said, there's a reason why they're ranked, and it's a really good football team.
That's it.
Two-part question for the wide receivers. Obviously, Johnny Wilson out. You had a couple people. Hakeem Williams late in the game stepped up. Destin Bell had a couple of catches. Jaheim Bell had a decent game with his catches. Then you also, how did they perform with Johnny out, and what do you like from them? What do you want to see improvement? And then with Ja'Kai, how do you guys rebuild his confidence? Because he's had a couple of struggles in 2 games he's played. So it seems like this year so far with drops and catching the ball.
Yeah, for us, it's guys continuing to grow, to build confidence through work, and we're going to do that, and with every player that we have. And I think that's what you've seen through guys like Hakeem, Destin. Tron really was got a chance to get back in. Didn't have I don't believe he had a catch in the game, but getting him back in there and rolling. Still did some good things when he was out there. So it's always about just building it through the work. And I really like our receiver position. I like the depth that we have. Darion had a couple nice catches and throughout in the game, and I see that room pushing to get better, and that's where ultimately we don't know what it's going to look like game in and game out, just exactly how it's going to play with opportunities and catches and balls, but you got to be ready for them, and it's about doing the little things. It's about continuing to prepare and push, but specifically on Ja'Kai, he's made a lot of great plays in his career here in big time moments and big time games, and we're excited for him to be able to make a huge impact, and he's going to continue to put himself in a position and prepare to be in that position to make it happen.
We'll go back to Ira on your right.
Going back to Duke's defense, have you gone up against Coach Elko before, and also, is it just execution, or do they do much exotically, or what's been the strength of his defense?
No, we have not. This is the first time that we've gone against each other, but it's a great combination of all. There's times that they play base defense. They play with an aggressive mindset in just how they play, what they do. Whether it's line movement, whether it's how they fit. It's a well coordinated approach and they execute really well. They have smart players that react quickly. They're tough, they're physical, and then when they decide to blitz, there's challenges. They try to create an extra number in the run game. On most all snaps. They're going to have an edge to their defense. They're going to be fast to fit. They want to be able to contain things, and they've got good players to be able to mix it up inside too. So it's like I said, they do things the right way, and ironically, Coach Johns and I, we worked together there at Memphis, and Coach Fuller and Coach Elko, they worked together in their past. So there's some unique dynamics just in this game of guys that have relationships over the years, and it's a lot of respect goes to their staff, because I know who they are, and my time's been around Coach Elko. I think he's a class act, and when he gives whether it's head coaches meetings, you know, when you can always understand his perspective of things because, you know, it's well thought out. It's usually just, you know, very, very like-minded individual.
All right.
It's a two-part question, so I guess it's like a three for one.
That's a 3-for-1 actually. So.
For setting new, standards here.
Well, because now we're getting a lot of 2-for-1s. Just saying.
Is Keon in all ways even more than you guys thought when you were getting him? And then the other thing is, you made fun of, you had fun with your sprinting on the sideline of the punt return. What got you so excited about that play?
Well, now Keon is, I mean, we knew that we were going to get a special player. I mean, you see the flashes. You know, and he had a good year, you know, last year at his previous institution, and you saw that. But it was kind of like with Johnny. When we first saw Johnny, there was like, wait, I see how this guy can fit into this offense. I mean, it was something that I felt great about. And you get to know him, and you get to understand the work ethic. You understand the passion and desire for more. I don't just being real. We didn't when he was coming. He's like, hey, Keon, guess what? This punt return deal. We didn't talk about that. That wasn't a part of the conversation. But there was an opportunity there, and you have somebody that loves to work, somebody that wants to make an impact, and you know I love seeing every time he gets the ball in his hand. That's another opportunity to impact it. And you know, when it comes to our punt return game, we've been looking for that spark. And you know, I think we've done a good job throughout the year. For the most part, fielding things, you know, making sure that it wasn't. But you know, we had the big return, you know, 30-yarder against Virginia Tech. That was a great spark. And then, man, when you see him get out in the open field, and I know the work that our players put in. And I love seeing the celebration. I mean, when he got in the open field, I mean, all you saw was Garnet jersey. So I figured I'd come join him. You know, I was gonna get down there as fast as I could and just, you know, be able to try to. It's exciting. I mean, I love it. I love seeing our players when you know the work, you know the preparation, and you see the way that it can play out. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm just glad I didn't run into somebody.
Last one will be Aslan in the back right corner.
Coach, you guys week to week continue to handle your business very similar to the teams that are ahead of you in the polls, but those teams have kind of been elite and hanging around the top of the nation. What have you done to insulate your guys from feeling this pressure? You know, seemingly everybody in this program, most folks in this program haven't been a part of the team that's had this pressure, these kind of expectations. What allowed you guys so far to handle and manage it fairly well?
No, I mean, I think it's about us, and I know it's, you know, I said that a year ago and 2 years ago, you know, and just the way that you go through, you continue to grow because there's always going to be pressure. If you don't play good, there's going to be pressure on that end. If you are playing good, there's going to be pressure to continue of improvement and getting better. And so, you know, just focus on the things that you can control. And you know, we go out there every day and we have an opportunity to push to be our best. And you know, if we choose to go and give everything that we have to that, if we choose to prepare it at an elite level, and you know, you're going to put yourself in a pretty good position for that to show up on game day. And it doesn't, you know, I've said this to y'all before, hard work does not guarantee success, but it does put you in the best position to achieve it. And with that, like, that's what I want for our players. I mean, you go and you pour it all into it. We get one opportunity, you get one chance. Is there going to do I think that there's players that feel the pressure of, oh man, we're 6-0 and here we go and we got to do this? Yeah, I mean, it's human nature to want to continue to. But ultimately, it's still about, you know, you can't get focused on the outside and the exterior, because if you're willing to give your attention to that and the pressure that comes with that, then you're going to miss out on the opportunity to grow and get better throughout the journey and throughout the week or throughout the game. And there's going to be bad plays in the game. There's going to be disappointing moments that show up. You're going to get knocked down. You're going to have all of those things. But when you can truly stay in the moment and not start thinking of the consequences of all the things, and just go get better, play the next snap, do the things necessary. I think that gives you a chance to be in the moment, and that's what I've asked of this team, and I've been asking them of that for the last 4 years, and I'm going to be asking that of them for as long as I get to coach. And that's because I believe that's what helps you continue to grow and get better. And you know, we got a team that believes in that, and I really think that they're handling it in a good way, and we still have to get better because there's plenty of distractions out there. There's plenty of noise out there, and you know, every day. And sometimes the noise comes from within. And so you know, we've got we gotta make sure that we're doing the things that we can do just to continue to grow.
All right, thank you.